Okay, potentially the last game starting up here. Game number 5. We'll have to see if Chadillac, I guess is his name. I'm not really sure how to say it. Chadillac, yeah, we'll go Chadillac. Is up to the task of taking out Jimmy, who's taken 4 games in a row for Chronic Facture. We'll have to see. He's spawning down here in the bottom right-hand corner here on Akilon Wastes. And in the top left-hand corner, we have playing for Team Chronic Facture in a commanding 0-4. All of his, or 4-0 I guess I should say, all of his games he has won so far tonight. It is Jimmy, the blue Protoss player. Whew, we'll have to see. And it's kind of interesting, they threw out a diamond player here, though he may have been master just before. So we'll have to see. Could be one of those top master players that got bumped back down into diamond. Those of us who are very sad, but understanding of that's how it should have actually been. I did get master during that time, so I do have that in my icon profile at least. I didn't resort to going back to Wings of Liberty and trying to get Grandmaster on there like some people did. Apparently there's some people who were like platinum that went back and silver and stuff and went over to Wings of Liberty ladder and got the icon, so now they have Grandmaster icon forever and ever and ever. So that's pretty interesting. And nothing crazy going down. There's no gas behind this, so it's not a Reaper expand. I have to see. Okay, there's the gas. It's a little bit late there. At 14. Thought maybe it was just going to be going straight into a regular 1-racks FE. Which, I mean, it still might be going into 1-racks FE. I'm not sure. Okay. No, another Marine starting up. So he's just going to wall in. Maybe get his tech started up behind this. Maybe go for some Widowmine play. Not sure what his plan is here, but it's definitely some type of aggression. Generally, you'll want to expand pretty quickly. Though Jimmy has been showing a lot of aggression in all of his games, so, you know, maybe he's just trying to see if he'll be able to stay alive past the, you know, initial aggression. He's scouting a lot over here. He sees the 2 gases taken, so definitely a good idea that he didn't expand right off the bat. Got some Marines up, started some tech and stuff like that. Command center is starting now for Chadillac though, and I feel like there might be a proxy or something that may be going down. It's weird to have 2 gas and not have shown any tech yet. Okay, maybe he's just going to expand. Maybe he's just being, I don't know. That's really weird to take 2 gas before you expand though. Chat's getting kind of heated. That's fun. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Factor going down. This should help him defend with Widow Mines and stuff like that. And the expansion is starting up, and it was seen. So both players, I think, know that the other is expanding. Actually, Jimmy may not know, but he didn't really see anything while he was over there. So, I don't know. Marines are going to move down onto the low ground, it looks like. It looks like they want to. And start trying to defend up there at the front. 6 Marines is more than enough to stutter stop that Stalker to death if it moves up awkwardly. Oh, they look like they're going to attack the rocks, and Jimmy's paying attention though. And that Stalker is going to get away just fine. Good control there by Chadillac though. He pulled the damaged Marine to the back. And now this Stalker doesn't really have an opportunity to try and get up here. Shield's almost getting peeled off there again. Lots of Marines down here at the front though. That Stalker has to be very careful. If he looks away for a second, he's going to die. Widowmine is now down at the front. That's going to be a very, very nice defensive position for it. No. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, I didn't have enough gas. I was going to say, there hasn't been a medevac started yet. There it goes. And there should be a second Widowmine. Yep. And then it's going to be a 4 Marine, 2 Widowmine drop. Very, very common in this matchup right now. It's very nice aggression between the 2 players. This is kind of like an innovation type style, though it's a little A little weird to see it without the Reaper, but very, very strong. As you don't really get a lot of scouting. But he did get his SCV over there, and he got a lot of information out of that SCV. Meantime, Forge going up here in the background, so it looks like maybe some type of timing play. Generally, when you see one Forge going up by itself, it's more timing oriented, but we'll have to see. Starting armor, which leads me to believe that he probably, oh, he sees that medvac leaving too, so he's going to be fairly well prepared for that. But when you see armor starting up, you're generally thinking charge lot storm, so we'll have to see if that's what he goes into. Armor very, very good for zealots. It's good for everything, but it's namely and most importantly good for zealots. There is an observer over here on this side of the map, but I don't think that there's one at home right now. So if those Widow Mines connect... Okay, there it is. Observer just popped out. I was going to say, if the Widow Mines could have gotten burrowed before then, very, very good situation for them. But Stalkers are in very nice position. They're going to... he's paying attention to that drop at least. And it does get driven off. And then he's going to boost past. Ooh, very, very sneaky. Then he's going to drop right in this mineral line. Is he going to be able to get those burrowed in time? Positioning them fairly well. One Widow Mine going off. It got 2 kills. Another Widow Mine going off. It did get picked up. Oh, no. Gets picked up into the medvac. And, oh, the medvac does go down as well. So this is a pretty costly investment there for Chadillac. And what's going on over here? It's an observer. It's like, sup, guys? Let me check out your base. These Raxes did have their add-ons built for them very nicely. This is very considerate of the factory and starport to build those for it. Right now there's no medvacs on the field, which is kind of a weird situation for approaching the 10-minute mark here for a Terran player. There's a lot of very strong 10-minute type timings for a Terran. If you notice, the tech was all very, very delayed because of the medvac drop and the tech labs being built on top of these other buildings. So he could have started those a lot earlier, but he didn't start the racks till almost both the bases were fully saturated. So it's a pretty interesting call there by him. He just kept pumping out Marines instead of starting the racks a little bit earlier. And now it's going to be something like 12 minutes till stim is even done. So he's going to be in a very defensive posture. Can't really move out without stim, even though he has a much better army than the Terran or than the Protoss player. It is because of the delay in just continuously building those Marines. So now he's blocked off his third. Is there another command center going down somewhere? No, he does not. Okay. +1 is almost done for our Terran player. +1 armor already did finish for our Protoss, and +2 armor is now coming. Again, kind of weird to see the plus armor and no zealots. It's an interesting build. Blink Stalkers though, so that's cool too. I don't know. I feel like Blink Stalkers are definitely the weakest choice as far as this tech that he could go with right now versus this many Marines. When there's a small amount of Marines, Blink Stalkers pretty decent. As soon as medvacs come out on the field, Blink Stalkers not so decent. So, pretty weird. Instantly evaporating that scouting Phoenix. And Jimmy, with his standard macro, is up pretty well over Chadillac there. It's actually, it's within 7. That's 2 mules worth. That's a decent gap in between the two players. So both of them doing very well as far as that goes. Now the main actually isn't saturated at all, and the natural is getting very oversaturated because he hasn't rallied out there. So he may want to correct that to increase his income just a little bit. But the third is almost up. It's going to move out and drop down on the low ground. And the third over there for Jimmy is almost done too. And there are 3-4 medvacs out on the field. He may be trying to push up here, but I feel like that's a pretty scary situation to be in, as that Colossus and all those force fields. It's like 10 force fields worth of energy over there on that army. Surprised he's not clearing out the rocks while he's chilling over there. Okay, yeah, there he goes. Just opening up that opportunity to jump in if he needs to. Blink goes down, picking off one of the medvacs. And then boosting around back here, showing off their NOS. These are tricked out medevacs. This is Fast and the Furious, of course. Races around the map. I'm surprised that's not a... That's probably an arcade game. Who am I kidding? With boosting. Medevacs live their life a quarter mile at a time. That should be one of their quotes. Okay, so we have +1, but +2 Okay, +1 armor is almost done for the Terran, but right now the Protoss is definitely in an advantageous position as his +2 armor has finished, and he's moving into +2 weapons and +3 armor. He's just so far ahead on upgrades. Been boosting that forge like crazy. He did get a second one down in there. Storm is almost done. Jimmy's just in a very, very solid position. Tied number of bases is perfectly fine for Protoss. They exchange very, very well compared to Terran. Really, you have to get some good drops in there to be able to deal enough damage to make up for that. And here comes the jingling animal in the background. Sorry about that. And there's quite a few High Templar over here at the third base. Actually, 8. That's a lot of High Templar. And there's a medvac drop going in. Oh, I'm not sure it's going to be able to deal any damage. It looks like Photon Overcharge. Did it go down? I heard a cannon shot. Or maybe I'm just imagining things. Alright, this drop up here is going to depower some of the pylons. And maybe pick off a few stalkers. 1 stalker. Medvac goes down. 2 stalkers. 3 stalkers. Maybe a 4th. Oh, not quite. Oh, the last shot of that Marauder would have gotten it. But 3 stalkers for a medvac and a pylon. I mean, not the best exchange, but not the worst. Definitely keeping the Protoss player on his toes, but this army is looking ridiculous right now out of Jimmy. That is a lot of Archons. And it is +3, +1? Okay, +2 is about to finish. And he's moving straight into Protoss shields, actually, which is very good when you're going Archons, so that makes perfect sense. +2 attack is going to finish, but I'm not sure that our Terran player is going to be able to survive this fight. It'll be interesting. He's definitely going to need to raise supply depots and engage very, very, very well here. But they may just stomp into his third. Charge lots swarming that one poor Marine sent out on scouting duty. Hey bro, go check and see if there's anything out there. The good news is he didn't overproduce on Vikings. There's only 4 Vikings, which is perfectly fine. Oh no, never mind. There's 8. They're just very hard to see over that army. So he overproduced Vikings by a decent number, actually. So we'll have to see if he's going to be able to survive that. He definitely did not see the High Templars, which means that there's no ghosts out on the field right now. There's no Ghost Academy in the background. He's actually still building Vikings. That's not a good position. Storm's covering the entire army, everything down into the autumn shades of orange and yellow, and this Protoss army is just ripping through the Terran player right now. The Colossus did go down, of course. There were so many Vikings that there's no way it was going to live for very long. But these 2-3 Archons just stomping up in the face of the Protoss player. I'm sorry, the Terran player. Force fields going down, preventing reinforcements from getting out. His third base is down, so now it's down to a 2-base economy versus picking up the 4th over there for Jimmy. And, I mean, he just, I was going to say he can just move in for the death kill right now. But the concession goes out on this entire series, 5-0 for Team Chronic Facture. Jimmy stomping through his opponents tonight.